Welcome back everyone to Skincare and Beauty with Perky Perkins, where I do a lot of unboxings typically and skincare and makeup tutorials, and then I also do product reviews along the way. So today I wanted to make a video that was a little bit different in a way. I am part of a collaboration to do throw the brush, and I was so excited to be a part of it that I wanted to film myself making basically my video or how I came up with my look, because I figured, hey, if I'm gonna get all gussied up and whatnot, might as well film the look. And then yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. I did it as a voiceover since it took me a few hours because I had to take breaks between. But if you want to see how I got this look, make sure you keep on watching. And before I go any further, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you when you do. And if you haven't done so, please remember to check out my video for Monday. I have an active giveaway, and make sure you want to enter. And also for other opportunities, checking out this video gives you extra entries. And I also subscribing to my blog, which I have linked down below. And then I also have 2 other giveaways on my Instagram running at this time. So again, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But let's get going and let's start throwing the brush. I'm going to replicate what I did on my left eye to my right, and I'm beginning with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base, and I'm right now blending it out with a concealer brush to make sure it's nice and smooth. Now I brought out my OG favorite palette, which is the jeffreestar Alien palette, and I'm beginning with the shade Gravity, and I'm basically packing it into my crease area. And as you can tell, I made sure to be more pressing in and then lightly buffing it out once I got it to almost an intensity I was okay with, to make sure it's not too patchy. Then I went in with Titan on the top to make sure to buff it out and blend. Now I'm going in with Space Cowboy, and I'm trying to make basically a line guide for myself with a packing brush. So then when I go in with X-Files, I could basically make kind of like a faux wing look on my eye, which actually for me, being that I have hooded eyes, it really helps me out quite a bit. So I'm packing it in and buffing at the same time out. Next, I'm taking Interstellar on the inner corner of my eye, and right now I did it with a dry brush, and I'm just packing it in until I get it to the intensity that I like. Now I typically go in just slightly above the crease line, since I have hooded eyes, so most of it gets concealed anyways when my eyes are closed. Now I'm going in with a Moon Rock, and I'm putting it on with my finger towards the center and outer edges to blend it out and kind of make it look kind of iridescent transition, which is, I really liked how it came out. Now I'm back with Space Cowboy, but this time with a flat edge brush, and I'm basically retouching up where I kind of had made that faux wing line, and I'm dragging it up to connect with Moon Rock. Now I went back actually with Gravity, and I'm buffing out that center shade, and now again with Titan to make sure the blend is smooth. Now I'm taking Pluto on the brow bone area, Now I'm taking my L'Oreal Cat liner and I'm just basically running it towards the base of my lash line, so that way when I put my lashes there's something to conceal it with. It's just a very thin line. So now I'm removing the e.l.f. tape and you can see the nice crisp clean line, and I'm going in with my Good Molecules silicone free moisturizing primer, and then for my T-zone I'm going in with the e.l.f. Cosmetics poreless putty primer, and I'm going to be using my Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie in LG6, and I mixed the Flower Beauty Supernova Elixir for a little bit more dewy finish, and I always just dot it on and then blend it out with my brush, and then I'll go in with my beauty blender to make sure it's smoothed out properly, and blender so you can actually get into the little crevices a little bit easier in my case. But this way I'm able to build it up very nicely without it making it too heavy as well. I just needed to make sure and mention that the Pure foundation is so full coverage, and I love how it conceals everything, and look at how flawless my base looks, and I'm not even done yet. Now I'm taking the Kosas Revealer Concealer, and this is actually very close to my skin tone / foundation color, so I'm using it to conceal areas where either had more dark spots or maybe some blemishes that I wanted to hide. And then I'm using the microfiber sponge to blend everything out because it's been doing such a beautiful job and it doesn't waste any product whatsoever. Like, I still had some left over after doing this video on my sponge, and it leaves it so nice and smooth and concealed. Next, I'm taking the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer on the inner corner only in C5, and I'm using it to brighten up my inner corner because I felt that my foundation was looking a little flat since everything was skin tone complementary, I guess you could say. Next, I'm going to take the Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Mineral Powder in LG6 as well. And I've been lately liking to set my foundation with mineral powder because it just warms up my skin a little bit more, and this one just happens to be the same tone as the foundation, so why not? I almost forgot to mention that I did start off with the It's Cosmetics powder brush, and then I went in with the Alamar Cosmetics powder brush. Next, I'm taking my Jarred Cosmetics Honeymoon palette, and I'm going to mix actually the Forever Bronze and Wiped Up. I believe that's what it was called, but it was the bronzer and blush shade, and I'm going to use that to actually bronze up my skin because I wanted something more warm and neutral at the same time, and I'm being lazy and didn't want to have to contour basically. So, and I'm also using that new bronzer brush from Alamar Cosmetics. I really have been liking how it applies the bronzers. It just makes it so much easier and smoother, and typically the areas where I have to go over quite more than normal, I've noticed because of the shade, it actually applies it very smoothly where I don't have to apply so much product. With the leftover powder, I'm actually blending everything out so it's a little bit smoother. Now I'm taking the Hank & Henry cream blush in Bebe Rosas and I applied it to the back of my hand. And from there, I applied it to my cheekbone area. Now I know it looks heavy, but trust me, it will blend itself here shortly. But I applied it heavy in the beginning and I kind of buffed and blended to where I was happy with it, because I will later on set it with powder. I just wanted to make sure and emphasize rosy cheeks. It's a very beautiful blush in my opinion. Now I'm going in with a smaller bronzing brush and I'm actually going to add a little bit more because I noticed some of the color got covered up with my blush, so I wanted to go back and just refine those areas basically. And with the sponge, no extra product because I had powdered, I went back and I just touched up any possible creasing that I have had, which normally I don't get with Kosas, so I think it had to do with the JeffreeStar on the inner corner or layering, not sure. But anyways, now I went in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder and I just carved out my cheekbones, and I actually applied some to the center of my mouth area and over my blush so it's nicely set. Now I'm going in first with the straight brush, which was a bad choice, and I went into Phone Home. Then I went back and grabbed another blending brush and went back over it to blend and pack a little bit more color into the bottom lash line. I just used it as a base basically. Once I got Phone Home to the intensity I was looking for, I added the Area 51 with that small melee brush and buffed and blended until I got it to the intensity I was looking for. I did get a little bit too smoked out, so I took a tapered brush and I just buffed it out a little bit at the edges so it's nicely smooth. Now again, I'm going to continue doing this until I'm happy with the bottom lash line. Now I'm taking Pluto and I'm popping it into the inner corner. Don't worry, I'll be changing it out at the end since I wanted something with a little bit more contrast. It was too light in this case. Now I'm taking my Laura Geller Ink Credible Liner in deep purple and I'm just putting it in my waterline because it's kind of complementary to the bottom lash line. I went off camera, applied my lashes, which I used the LA Splash, and now I'm going with my lip products. I'm gonna use first the Gerard Cosmetics Nude Lip Liner to line out my lips and just go a little over. Now I'm going in with the Gerard Cosmetics French Toast Bullet Lipstick. That is such a beautiful nudie tone in my opinion. It's just great for spring and summer. Now I'm taking the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Dip. It's such a beautiful lip oil with a glossy effect. And I almost forgot, highlighter. Now I'm gonna set my face with Gerard Cosmetics Mint Chocolate Chip, and I'm taking my Hank & Henry Luster Veil in Glow Bandit. It's such a beautiful highlighter. I mean, look at that. It's just gorgeous. And the great thing about these highlighters, they're not glittery. They give you that really beautiful wet look, so it's that glow within. And also they don't show much texture at all, so I love them. But yeah, so I just packed it on until I got it to the intensity I was happy with. Now I'm gonna take also the glow bandit and I'm gonna pop it into the inner corner for a little bit more of a pop, and I'm done. But let me get off camera, fix this hair, and I'll be right back. So, and I'm back. So what do you guys think of my makeup look? As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I wanted to show you guys behind the scenes, I guess you could say, of me making the throw the brush video. I figured if I'm gonna have a nice makeup look day, which I'm obsessed with it, I'm so bummed that I'm not going out, but it's okay. But I get to look cute all day at home. I really enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys check it out. It's going to be posted on my Instagram as well. I loved working with these ladies. It was so much fun. I've never done any kind of challenge video like this before, so it was really exciting for me. But please remember to hopefully give this video a thumbs up, and before you head out, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I do have an active giveaway, which I will make sure to have a pin up above and pin down below as well. Remember, take care, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day wherever you might be. Goodbye.